All right, time for our next guest. He is the new head coach with the Londonderry Lancers, and we're glad to have him a part of the show. Sean LeBlanc, going to be tested right off the bat tomorrow in the season opener against the Bedford Bulldogs. Sean, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
How you doing, Nick? Happy to be here.
We are good. You're live with Coach Hetler and Coach Cameron as well. Congratulations, first off, on getting the gig at Londonderry.
Oh, I appreciate that. I think it's a excellent opportunity, and we're ready to get to work here starting tomorrow.
Well, you've got a pretty good opponent right off the bat in the Bedford Bulldogs. They've won, 60 or so in a row. Do you guys look forward to that challenge right away, or would you rather play a team like Bedford maybe later in the season once your guys have their legs under them?
I think we're looking forward to it. I think it'll be a good measuring stick for the program. Like you said, it's a very talented Bedford group. I think it's no secret about all the talented players that Matt Gerard has over there, and he does a great job with them. So that's going to let us know where we're at right off the bat and let us know what we need to work on, and we're going to look to go out there and compete right away. So, again, it will just kind of let us know where we're at in terms of the state, in terms of our talent level, and we're going to look to compete right off the bat here.
So certainly, Sean, this is Chris Cameron, certainly a lot of success at the Londonderry athletic program overall. You had the basketball team. They won dual basketball championships. The football team, even though they didn't make it to the championship, I could certainly make a case for them being the second-best team in the state because they did play Pinkerton tough. So you have some athletes in that school. You have an athletic director that wants to support these kids. And the feeder program for Londonderry is solid, and you certainly have been involved to really take them to the next level. So go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So exactly, Coach. Like I said, it's a great opportunity, and part of that opportunity is the very supportive athletic department we have at Londonderry High School. Like you said, everybody's winning at Londonderry lately. We got girls basketball, baseball won last year. Football's looking to compete. And I think the whole athletic department as a whole, they're extremely supportive of their coaches, of their teams. Just dealing with the snow in the winter, they did a great job getting us indoors for practice. And like you said, the youth program's robust. A lot of kids playing in Londonderry. That's going to keep feeding our program as well. So we have all the tools we need to compete here, and that's why I think it's such an excellent opportunity here at Londonderry.
Now, Matt Rimmel, commit to Lehigh. They're going to be the leader of your defense. How's he been as a leader, and how's he looked so far in the preseason?
I'll tell you, Matt's been excellent. He's really stepped up over these last 2 weeks as a leader on our team. He's really anchored that defense down low. He's kind of a different player than the traditional D1 commit you'll see in the state because he's very conservative. He really leads that defense both vocally and just by example with his play. He doesn't take a lot of risks. He understands his responsibility in the defense, and he's done a great job. We're going to lean on him this year to do a lot for us, and I think he's going to rise to the occasion.
And you also have Lewis Carroll and in the midfield. That's certainly going to be a guy that you're going to look for. And then what about face-offs? How are you guys, what's your answer going to be there at the face-off X?
Yeah, well, I know you guys touched on it at the top of the program. If you look across the landscape in Division I, it's just loaded with face-off talent. So we got a couple guys who we're going to look to put out there, and we think they can compete. We got Pete Navarro, the sophomore. He's also a big part of our offense. And then we have another guy, Tyler Grant, another sophomore, who's kind of our Mr. Utility. I had him playing pole at one point, lefty attack at one point, and now he's really focused on the draws, and he's doing a great job. So first and foremost, we're going to look for those guys to compete one-on-one. And if they don't, because the reality of the situation is there's just some automatic face-off guys in the league this year, we'll have to get creative. And at the same time, we put the responsibility with our defense and our midfield to steal possession anytime we can. That's been a big point of emphasis for us this preseason, just trying to get the guys to comprehend just how important that aspect of the game is. And it's kind of tough for me. I'm a running gun guy. I want my guys to take risks and be able to jam it in every once in a while. But at the same time, when you're up against a face-off guy who's very talented, you really got to value the ball. So we're trying to get that across to our offense and our defense, and it's definitely something we've been talking a lot about this preseason.
Coach, good morning. Chris Hetler here. Thanks for coming on.
Coach?
Good. Hey, so just touching off of Chris's point there, the specialty positions, obviously face-off has become real important, but obviously goaltending, if you got to get the ball back. Looking at your roster returning from last year, you lost two talented seniors. How do you feel you are in the goal? Looking at indoor, you seem pretty strong in indoor. How are you feeling coming into the season goaltending wise?
Yeah, we're feeling good about our goalkeeper. Right now we have our starter. His name is Chris Rowan. He's a senior for us this year. Both of our goaltenders on the roster are new to varsity, but I think these guys have been waiting in the wings a little bit and developing. Chris has really stepped up this year and earned the job in the preseason. He's a senior. He's a good leader. He's vocal. And we're going to lean on him in the beginning of the year and see how he does. Again, he's new to varsity as well. I know the goalie and the face-off are extremely important, so we've placed a lot of emphasis on that in this preseason. But Chris is playing well, and we're excited to see how he does tomorrow.
Sure. Hey, we talked a little bit about culture changes and how Coach Senator has brought the Franklin Pierce program along there. Being a young guy, a lot of energy. You were at indoor all year long, watching your guys develop. What are you trying to change in the program? What new things? What things maybe that you did at Keene or you saw growing up in high school in Connecticut, places like that? Traditional hotbeds. What are you trying to bring to the Londonderry program to bring them to the next level?
Yeah, I'll tell you, Chris. We're just trying to build the culture one day at a time over here. I think the big change for our guys has just been how we run practice. Like you said, I like to keep it pretty high energy, pretty up tempo. We go out there for 2 hours and we're running around, we're scrambling, I'm running all over the field screaming. It's pretty high energy, and that's the way we like it. So we're trying to get that tempo up, and that's just part of the culture of our program. Everything we do, we want to do it fast, we want to do it quickly, and the guys have responded very well. I think they're having fun in practice, and they're working hard at the same time, and we're just going to continue to drill them on our culture, our goals, our principles, and they're going to continue to respond well, and I think it's going to be good for us.
You're listening to FNL Lacrosse, presented by the Nashua Sports Academy here on ESPN New Hampshire, online at ESPNNHradio.com. Our guest is new Londonderry boys lacrosse head coach Sean LeBlanc. Coach, has anything surprised you about the job so far now that we're on the eve of the season?
I'll tell you, the thing that has surprised me, and it's a positive thing, is just how resilient these kids are. Even though they're 14, 15, up to 18 years old. Especially with this winter, we threw a lot at these guys. I mean, new coaching staffs, new offense, new defense, new everything. And on top of that, we were dealing with the facilities issue. We don't have a turf field, so we were shuffling around almost every day for practice. And I'll tell you, these guys, it didn't even faze them. We let them, some days we didn't know where we were practicing until a half hour before. We let them know where to be. They show up and they get to work. So we were very pleased with that. We thought it was going to be much more of a struggle than it was. And again, the support from the athletic department was great with that. But the guys are just really a resilient group. We've got 10 seniors on the squad who all play a big role. And they've just kind of anchored it and made my job easy coming in as a new coach and keeping everybody organized. So that was a good surprise for me and a positive surprise.
Coach, you had a scrimmage yesterday, I believe, against Kennebunk yesterday?
We did. Yeah, we did. We went down there early in the morning. We played them at 9:30. It was pretty loose. We kind of ran it almost like a joint practice towards the end. But, we were able to win that one pretty easily. So that was a good measuring stick for us. Dan Stevie over there, he's got a young group. He's looking to rebuild a little bit. And we were able to do a lot of man up, man down, that type of thing. So any chance we can get to be out on the full turf field, we're going to take. And we tried to get a lot out of it.
Any pleasant surprises come out of that scrimmage? Any guys step up for you that you didn't expect?
Yeah, the big surprise, I'll tell you, the story of the day was Tyler Grant's face-off back. He's really been working these last 2 weeks with our coaches, just getting his technique down, really understanding the face-off, and really becoming, a face-off specialist. And we put him to the test yesterday, and he won just about all of his draws. So that was great to see as a coaching staff.
All right, Coach, good luck tomorrow. Good luck the rest of the season as well, and we look forward to talking to you again at some point here on FNL Lacrosse. Thanks again.
Thanks again, Nick. Good luck, coaches.
Thank you. That's again Sean LeBlanc, the new man in charge at Londonderry. And, well, if any of the other sports are an indicator, then the Lancers should be pretty good. He mentioned the baseball team brought home the bacon last spring. We know about the football team. Coach, you're right. A lot of people around the state thought that they were right there as perhaps the second-best team in Division I. But on the hardwood, boys and girls, they bring home titles. They were undefeated. And now I guess it's up to Sean LeBlanc and his crew to keep it going, so to speak. And they'll be tested right away tomorrow against Bedford.
Yeah, what it tells me is they have a lot of athletes in the school.
Yeah.
And they're committed to excellence. And he's going to get that out of them because he is an excellent coach. He's a defensive coach by nature.
Okay.
So you're going to see a very, very – they're going to have lots of different schemes, but they're going to be very fundamentally sound defensively. They're going to play with high energy. Do they – and it's a long 3 weeks. When some sports, like you're a week – maybe 2 weeks, and you're going. So when you're not playing for 3 weeks, I mean, both teams are going to be revved up, ready to go.
Right.
Because, I mean, they've been playing all winter, just looking forward to this game. Obviously, Bedford's going to have a target on their back, and there's going to be no surprises. I don't know, Coach Gerard's had a chance to see Londonderry play that much, so he might not know as much about Londonderry as Sean does about Bedford, because so many of their guys are back from last year. But it's going to be a game. It's going to be last year. I think the game was 7-5.
It was close.
It was a 7-5 game at Londonderry. Obviously on the grass, a little bit different, but I think you're going to see a much improved, Londonderry team this year that can compete with anybody. And out of the gate on the turf, it's going to be interesting to see. I'm going to be there, 4:00 start. I'm looking forward to it.
Coach is high energy. He's up tempo. You look at his stats in college. He scored some goals. He was a point scorer, so he pushed it in transition. He got it up and down the
He
field.
brought that's a point he brought up, and I face that all the time. Is I love to play run and gun, but there's that fine line between, all right, you know what, if we don't have it, let's possess it.
Well,
I want to get into that a little more with him, and that's what I think he's having an issue with. Is he's trying to get his kids to play fast. So you work on drills and practice where you're playing fast, and all of a sudden they turn it over, and you're trying to tell the kids, like, why are you turning that
We
ball
just
over?
play defense for
Right.
So it's who's that leader? Is it Dave Wiedenfield on attack? Is it Lewis Carroll? Is it John Durhack? So they're going to have to understand that. You can coach that to a point, and you could drill it into them. So once you get that difference between playing fast, but also knowing when to possess the ball. That's what you're going to get from a team that has a lot of seniors and a lot of leadership, and they might get that. This game, no, but maybe 5-6 games by the end of the season. I think you'll see them getting that.
All right, let's bring in the other guy on the other side. And that other guy is a pretty good coach in his own right. Matt Gerard of the Bedford Bulldogs. They own the nation's longest active win streak. They put it all on the line tomorrow against Coach LeBlanc and the Londonderry Lancers. We'll find out what the Bulldogs are thinking on the eve of the season when we come back. You're listening to FNL Lacrosse right here on ESPN New Hampshire Radio. We're presented by the Nashua Sports Academy, and we're online at espnnhradio.com.